Hello everyone, welcome to the Art of Zenning. Finally, I have my better half. I was able to drag him with me to make a video. He has been missing in action at home because he's super busy at work. But what we decided today is that we made a bunch of questions to ask each other. We haven't shared the questions with each other, so Sudhir doesn't know what my questions are and vice versa. So all the answers that are going to come out are going to be totally impromptu answers. Actually, we have never really made a script for our videos before, so it's just what comes to our mind we talk about. So forgive us, and we're really bad at editing, so we try not to edit our videos at all.
You guys get the open book, but yeah, no, hello everyone, and thank you, Sandy. She called me the better half for the record, so I'll take that as an ego boost. Talking
Actually,
about
I'm
ego,
the best half. Best half.
of course. But yeah, so we are very thrilled to be back, and sorry for the delay, guys. It's been over 2 months, I think, since we last chatted with you all. But rest assured, everyone's been in our hearts, and we won't delve into the situation going on. We're all struggling with the coronavirus situation all over the world, but it is also a very pertinent time for us to have these discussions. So back to Sandy, because I think she had this
Okay,
great
are you
idea.
ready?
Yeah, I'm
Enough
ready for
jibber jabber.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Jump right in there.
Your mantra for life.
My mantra for life is to absolutely live in the moment.
Tips to handle change.
Tips to handle change: focus on what you can control and let go with a deep breath what you do not control.
Dao De Ching.
The master.
Oh, awesome. Zenning.
Zenning, I've heard that before. Zenning is, and I guess my personal definition is hovering like clouds over the turbulence.
Love.
Everything,
Coronavirus.
part of everything.
Quarantine.
A very good example of how we handle a tough change. Do the right thing as required.
Fear.
When we live in our egos.
Why is there suffering in the world?
Because without suffering, there will not be any true relishing and fulfillment.
Okay, if you had 3 questions that you could ask the divine, what would those be?
If I had 3 questions that I would ask the divine, one, what was your thought process behind making the universe?
Okay.
Two, what's your next big project?
Okay.
And 3, how can I be a part of that?
Okay, how do you deal with regrets?
I think that's a very good question. Lately, hopefully, with the blessings of everything that we've been blessed through, lately, when I say the last few years, I tend to not have any regrets, and I'm getting better at it. I mean, consciously acknowledging when I'm feeling bad about something, or guilt, or regret, or shame, but it's a lot better at diffusing it by acknowledging it. So that's my way of dealing with it lately.
Okay, I think that's all I had.
Oh, wow, you had the easy
what are my
questions.
questions?
Let's see.
Don't make
What's
them
my
too hard.
score?
Oh, you got perfect 10.
No, just kidding. Okay, so folks, like I said, like Sandy said, we made the questions completely independently without sharing because we wanted these impromptu answers. So I guess my questions and your question list was very good, Sandy, but mine was just more related to what is happening. So please bear with me and take your time to answer them.
Okay.
Question 1, folks. Because of what's going on around the world with the virus situation and everything, what would you say to someone who has a defeatist attitude? Like, of course, it's not their fault. Many people are suffering, but how would you help somebody who has a defeatist attitude? Like, oh, this is all over, we're the victims.
Number 1, I'll say take a deep breath and take a deep breath and just observe. observe what's happening, and know that it's all going to be over. Like, and just reflect on your lives. Nothing ever lasted forever. Everything has an expiry date, and this coronavirus has one too, and it's going to be soon over.
Right, that's a good one. How should we support our kids these days?
I think the number one way that I have found to support my kids is make it fun. I don't put the news on, so and when the kids we have dinners and lunches together, I try to do something physical with them, and just make this is a very good opportunity to teach life lessons to your kids, that no matter what happens, we can find joy in it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a wonderful time to connect and bond, and they don't have to go to school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Awesome, thank you. I think somebody asked the question the other day. I was watching, and it was during one of the talk shows as well. And the question was, why is God doing this? Like, you asked me about suffering, right? So I guess because this is quite unprecedented on a global scale. Like, even if from a disease perspective, it's after 100 years like that. But the question was, why is God suddenly hammering everybody or the race like that?
Number one, if we say God is doing this, we're separating ourselves from God. God is a part of all of us, right? We are the divine as much as anyone and anything. So it's we're all part of that oneness, and that oneness collectively is doing this for a bigger purpose, which we may not be able to understand, but people are trying to make sense of it. Some of them are saying the pollution levels are down, the birds are chirping, the waters have become clear, the sea life is rejoicing, and people are spending a lot of time at home, and they're simplifying their lives. We can look at all the positive reasons, but we can also look at all the negative reasons for because of which this happened. But what the bottom line is, this happened because we as a collective wanted to experience this. So unless we realize that we all are a part of this one, like one action of each of us affects everything in the whole world, and it's kind of difficult to understand, but we all are in this together. It's a lesson of oneness that I hope as humanity we can learn.
Mm-hmm. And I know that it's definitely difficult, but it's also partly, I think what you're saying, it's exceedingly difficult because each of us, at least in our minds, think of us as separate people. Like, if I am suffering more than my fellow human being, then I feel worse. But if it's the other way around, then I am less concerned. And this is one, I guess, a global event that's giving us that lesson that we are together, we are one.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and we may not know the reason for some things because from a human mind's perspective, we just cannot comprehend
Yeah.
at a larger scale. Thank you. Okay, great. So I guess the next question I had was, finally, once it's all over, hopefully soon, with all the quarantining, social distancing, everything else we've been doing, what's your advice to us all about living any differently in the future, as soon as we get back to quote unquote normal lives?
I would say it's, just don't plan. Live in the moment, enjoy life, know that your time here is limited, and I think facing our own mortality is a big step in finding our true selves. So once we know that we have finite moments on this beautiful earth, let's make the best use of it.
That's beautiful. Well said. It's like that. What we heard, like, live every day as if it's your last day on planet Earth, and love every day as if you're going to be here forever, for eternity. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Thank you. Those are the only questions I had. So
Oh, your
I
questions
took
were
it
less
easy on
than
you.
mine. So thank you, everybody. We really enjoy doing this exercise. just spend a few moments reflecting and doing some kind of inner work with your family. I think it's a very beautiful time to teach our kids some wonderful life lessons, because they are going to carry this beautiful earth into ascension, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen.
Absolutely, and as you said, if we cannot find peace inside within ourselves, we cannot find peace outside anywhere, no matter what the situation is. So, hope you guys enjoyed seeing us, and of course, we will be seeing you all soon again. Have a wonderful, wonderful night, evening, day, weeks, months, and years ahead.